is a longtime finance officer for Johnson County Schools, and she has retired as well, so she will be greatly missed. And we will continue to keep her in our thoughts and prayers as she enjoys her retirement. With that being said, we do have a new finance officer with us tonight. That's Ms. Gwen Castle, been named the finance director. So we welcome you in that new position, and next month I'll actually be recommending her for the treasurer to the board. So I'll have to vote on that. Okay. All right. And now for the next step, the Golden Eagle Awards. As you know, each month we honor one certified staff member and one classified staff member who have been nominated, going above and beyond the call of duty, and who really contribute to the students and staff of Johnson County Schools. So I will first start with the classified Golden Eagle awardee. This recipient of the award is one who goes above and beyond for her school, but also for the district. She's been an employee for 5.5 years, and she's an advocate for students district-wide and does all she can to keep students in school on a daily basis. She gladly meets with community members to ensure that Johnson County students are provided with the best programs available. Sometimes the remedy to a student's wellness is a bright smile, but sometimes it requires crackers and a Sprite and a little tender care. This employee ensures that she supervises, or that those who she supervises are well prepared to provide a wellness protocol within the guidelines of our health and wellness program. We want to send out a huge thank you and congratulations to W.R. Castle School Nurse and Johnson County Health Coordinator, Ms. Amy Sloan, as the classified Oh, yeah, I made a lie. Something I didn't mention, and that many of you know, the recipient, you'll get this Golden Eagle that is produced by our engineering department, Johnson Central High School. They use a 3D printer to print it out, and then the art department does all the painting, so it makes it special to me, and I hope it is to you as well. It's okay? All right, so there you go. Let's get a picture. Can I stay here if you don't care to be certified? Okay. And the certified recipient. This certified recipient is a 29.5-year veteran in the Johnson County school system. She's been an important asset to her school for many, many years. Her love for students is shown in her kind personality and her loving spirit. Students are drawn to her, and she always puts their needs first. She has a knack for knowing exactly what each student's needs are academically. She takes each child from where they are and moves them forward to where they need to be. And she also utilizes music in her classroom by bringing her guitar to class to sing with her students. Loved by all of her students and her peers. Congratulations to Miss Tina Bryant, November Teacher Winner. All right, now let's get a picture. All right.
Item number 4, we're going to see if the amendment of October 28th regular meeting bill for payroll to November 21st, 2019. Second. We have a motion second. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5, the renovation report. Approve Sherman Carter Barnhart, architect, payment $2,727.17. Tim Adams.
This is goes in line with our construction project that we have going on with the agricultural and carpentry class and the security. This will be the pay app number, I think it's number 3 if I'm not mistaken. If we can just group them all together because they cover the same thing. We're close to being back on schedule. We've got walls going up. We're halfway through the walls right now. They filled those with grout, and mortar today to help secure part of Ellie Gregg's suggestion to make everything strong and tie everything in with more steel. So we hope to start putting steel up next week and getting it under roof. And once we get it under roof, we'll be able to do several other things that were going on. But I do recommend that we make the payment to Sherman Carter for this part. And like I said, if you want to do Ellie Gregg's is just making sure that everything is still secure and going as they suggested for the project to make sure of what we had with the ground, and then the payout for Alliance gets us to up to date with the $140,000 payment there.
Pay all three.
So made.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any voted opposed? Motion carried. Item D.
It's just part of that, it's the same thing, it goes right along with that, it's just part of the vendors. We got equipment starting to come in, door frames, locks, and those things for the security part. So again, like I said, we are on schedule. Over Christmas break, we hope on the security part, we're going to do Central Elementary and Highlands, because it's a quick deal. They'll get half of the Bill School done. We found a problem, or it would all be done. But we think that we can get the Bill School halfway finished and then finish up through the day and not miss anything, any class time, so we should be good to go.
Do you need a separate approval on that?
No,
Okay.
it's just,
All right. Item number 5B, attendance report. Joey Easton.
All right, I have our most recent attendance report there, just provided you with, updated it, well, I did make a lot of updates today, but most everything that you're going to see will be reflected as of Friday, this past Friday, November the 22nd. If you flip over to the first page, that first graph that you are looking at, the end of our last meeting, the October meeting, month 3 hadn't concluded yet, and is now finished up, and then the final numbers. It shows that each of the schools' final attendance rate numbers there for each school, as well as at the district there, the last column all the way to the right, the last 2 columns. And once again, the black column is this current school year, and then the gold column is last school year. Try to compare everything to this year compared to last year. Flip over to the next page. Next page is the current month that we're in right now. Started November the 5th, I believe, is when month 4 began. It is scheduled to close out this month on December the 3rd. But of course, this data is through Friday that you see here. And again, this shows our attendance rate just for the current month through November 22nd. Right now, the district is at a rate compared to month 4 a year ago, 91.34. I think it was 91.38 back a year ago. Next page just shows, again, just a summary of each of the months that we have we've been in session so far this school year. Again, month 1, 95.33, month 2, 94.19. 92.19 and 91.34 for so far for our current month, and that is district-wide. And then the last page is the district's attendance rate so far year to date. We are looking at 93.47 as our attendance rate compared to 94.05 a year ago, so this same date. The enrollment, I just went ahead and removed those graphs for this one, and it lasted hardly any changes as far as enrollment and the non-district students. So I'm going to report that out of the report. Do you have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Next item, WRCAS Elementary School academic report. Steve Jones.
Well, I wanted to
Welcome everybody to the Dark County. So our school was established in 1963, so it is one of our more senior buildings that we have in the district. Just real quickly, I know every couple of years we talk about our test scores, and so Ms. Shauna said, well, you don't really have to talk about test scores, and I said, but Ms. Shauna, I don't want to talk about test scores this time, as you are in a 5-star school, and a little bit about that. So let's make it work. Yeah, there we go. Of course, it is a 5-star school, and just to kind of tell you things, there was only 37, and that is elementary, middle, and high schools across the state that were deemed a 5-star school. This is one of, we were 17th overall in the elementary testing this past year. And you know, it's one of those things, last year, let's see if I can, Ms. Case added the animations to this, so this is kind of new for me as well. But we were 17th overall out of about 750 or so elementary schools, which is just incredible. You know, we've always had a tradition here of excellence and academic excellence. And then just this year kind of pushed it to that top of the heap, so to speak. And it has to do with just incredible, the faculty here is just super. They're second to none. We've got great kids, and we push those kids with using a growth mindset. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how that works. It's something we learned a little bit about this summer. But last year we talked about working hard and about how the person that works hard is going to prosper, and the harder you work, the luckier you become. And we kept saying those types of things to our kids because we had identified from the year before. I'm going to the next slide. There it is. We had identified the year before several kids who were on that verge of being the next step up. And maybe they were apprenticed, but they were apprenticed by 2 points. And so we identified those kids and kind of targeted those kids. There's our numbers overall. The overall numbers is really kind of the proof of the pudding for me. When we looked at, we had 18 novices across the board. Now that wasn't in any one subject. That was 18 total for the entire school, which was down from 36 the year before. We were down 23 apprentices, and every single one of them must have went to proficient because we were up 66 proficient scores from the year before. And of course we held our own with distinguished, and we were up 4 from the previous year. But if you look, we have 0 social studies novices, and the rest of them are minuscule as far as, 1.8% was novice in science, 3.7 in math. And that's overall. So we were really proud of our kids, and we were proud of our teachers. And I promised I wouldn't talk very long. But, I mean, I'm bragging on my school, so you guys may have to get a song later. One of the things we did was we cut our novices in half. Of course, we talked about in the previous school year, we identified students that were 1 or 2 points below those cut scores, and really kind of made sure to target those kids. We maintained the distinguished scores, but our proficient scores went up 66 proficient scores, which is pretty incredible overall. There it comes. Things that are celebration worthy, and I always like having this slide in here. Of course, we are a 5-star school, and I get it with Mr. Cochran. I said, I think every other slide I'm gonna have it come in 5-star school. Just, I don't know if you can say that enough. This year, of course, we already celebrated our 5th and 6th grade football team. They were undefeated. Our 3rd and 4th grade football team this is their 4th year in a row. We had 2 state individual wrestling champions. We began recognizing our kids every other week. We have a family meeting, is what we call it, on Fridays. And we bring the class that's got the best attendance, and we'll take a picture of them, and they get special seating in the cafeteria, and we recognize them in front of everybody. And then also we do what's typically been Students of the Month. Ms. Music and I talked this summer, and she said, make that the Leader of the Month. And so we're trying to focus a little bit more on leadership. So we bring those kids down and we celebrate them. Currently, our boys basketball team, which is in action here tonight, if you guys would like to come and watch a pretty good basketball game, But currently, our boys' basketball is undefeated in the county, so that's something that we're kind of celebrating along as we go. One of the things that I think is so important in a school like this that's in the community, and we are seriously, this community has always supported this school, and we've always tried to pay back to our community. I was talking with one of my faculty members earlier Friday, and she said, you know, there has been someone in my immediate family at this school since the 60s. And that says a lot for a school like this to have that. But we do have that community connection. This past year, we had over 6,000 volunteer hours in our Family Resource Center. We just recently gave out 30, I think it was 32 Thanksgiving dinners. We also helped another organization that didn't have all of the stuff for their dinners, and we helped them with another 10 Thanksgiving baskets that didn't include the turkey or the ham, but it had all the trimmings. Of course, our grandparents here, we work real closely with them, and then also we have all kinds of different little community events here, and we do, of course, Veterans Day, and we had a grandparent sock off that we did. We bring in community helpers, and then, of course, our fall festival. But that was some of the highlights of our school, so maybe if the test scores don't do so good next year, I won't have to talk. It's every 2 years, so. But I did want to make sure to invite everyone out. One of our sixth grade, a couple years back, started doing a murder mystery theater. And we do dinner and a movie, I guess, so to speak. They bring them in. We've got our kids who are putting on a play. That's Monday night at, what time is that, 6 o'clock? And we're excited about it. This is our 3rd year doing it, and it's one of the funnest times. Me and a couple of the teachers help serve, which is kind of scary, but we feed you a spaghetti dinner and bring you in. And last year, I didn't even know who it was going to be until the very last scene. It was really exciting. So you guys are more than welcome to come out, and any of you are welcome to come out. So that's all I've got. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Next item, 6A, new business, approve workers' compensation renewal.
We asked the board to approve the renewal. We actually did this twice last year, once with during this time and once again at the end of the year, to try to factor with our other insurance. And so we're asking now, this is the best rate, is to renew.
So maybe.
There's a motion second to approve. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is approve debts, $27,889 offer of assistance. Jeff.
We'd like for you to approve our KITS offer of assistance for our technology department.
Motion second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is approve calendar committee. Joe, you did.
I request you to approve the list of people there in front of you to be the calendar committee. Those folks are different stakeholders that make this list requires. So I ask you to approve that list.
Motion to approve. Second. Motion second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Item 6D, approve grant participation. Chris Pierce, Steve Young, Monica Daniel, John Hall, Steve Young.
Yeah, well, what we're asking for is permission to apply for the Still Reese grant to get some literacy books and things for our primary, as well as some additional books for our library.
What we're asking for is, it's a Kentucky Innovation Lab Network Travel Fund, and it's for a specific teacher to go to a professional development. It's up to $2,500 offered by the Department of Education.
I'd like to have both of those. Just apply for each school, one out of
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Next item is approve student trips. Motion,
We're asking approval for the wrestling team to get their schedule approved. requires overnight stay. We're also asking approval for the senior trip to the Kennedy Space Center and for the boys and girls basketball teams to travel to Gatlinburg over the Christmas break.
We're also asking for our middle school wrestling team. Those schedules will be approved. They have several overnight trips on there. Next month till January 4th.
Motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Next item is approved community use of facilities. Steve Young, Sean Hall.
Of course, the Brandon family reunion uses our school during the summer. This is their Christmas event that they would like to use the school for.
Point of joy, they want to have the dance recital there. I think there was a scheduling conflict with the high school and had to be moved to the middle school. It's December 13th and 14th. They do have interest.
Motion. So moved. Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to approve the use of district school bus. Ron Fairchild.
Yes, Special Olympics, once again, is requesting the usage of 2 school buses the weekend of December 6th.
So moved. Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item, 6H, approve the kitchen improvement bid. Marcia Goldman.
We recently bid or placed bids for new kitchen ovens, and you should have that packet in your documents, and we are recommending that you approve that bid that we received.
So moved. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to accept an offer to purchase mail property.
As you know, our FFA's been leasing a farm down there that's attached to the high school for the property for several years. We were approached, the Mayo heirs were interested in selling, and we've been negotiating with them several months and finally come to a common price and asking the board to approve for that purchase.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to approve a plan for limited English skills. Sean Patton.
Yes, we are required to submit a plan to the State Department for our students that are considered limited to English speaking, and we do have a few of those in Johnson County. And so within the plan, we have to identify what programs we are offering to these students and how we are trying to equalize their educational opportunities just as any of our other students would receive. And the plan also has to show that we have someone hired to work with these students, and we do. And it's Beth Master, and she actually wrote this plan that we're asking you to approve tonight. And then we also have to show that the instruction that we provide to these students aligns with what the other students are receiving. So we ask that you approve the plan and get it sent on to the appropriate folks.
Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to approve school-wide fundraiser. Sean Hall.
We'd like to ask the permission to have a school-wide fundraiser and sell kettle corn after Thanksgiving break until Christmas break to help offset some of those trips I mentioned earlier.
So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to approve shortened day leave. Stephanie.
Yes, we are asking that you approve a shortened school day for 2 of our Johnson County students that due to medical issues, they cannot stay in school the whole length of the school day. So we just ask that you approve that for them so they can continue to come to school. Their days are just shortened.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion so carried. Next item is to enter into a negotiated lease contract with Enterprise. Tim Adams.
We are asking for approval to renegotiate. We were contacted by Enterprise a couple weeks ago. They feel like they can sell the trucks that we have now. And we do know for a fact we can get a cheaper payment for the same truck, just a newer model than we have right now. And what we'd like to do is renegotiate this contract if possible, Mr. Cochran and myself, to possibly get 4 trucks instead of 3 at the price that we are paying for 3 right now.
Well, you done a year-to-year basis on those?
Well, you could do they do it year to year, go up to 5, but he called and they can sell these trucks for more and get more out of them than what we paid for them from the state contract right now, so that's what we want to explore and get a chance to renegotiate.
So made.
Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Next item, we have superintendent's professional growth and evaluation system.
As I do each month, I keep you updated on my progress toward meeting my SPES goals. This month, you have documentation of my growth from Standard 4, which is human resource leadership. I'm going to go over each of those and let you so
Next item is superintendent report. Anybody in the audience have anything to bring before the board at this time? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.